Hi guys, so in this video, I'll be talking about, like how this, global pandemic in 2020, like ruined my life, right? Ever since, 2020 started, my life is hell, right? And I wish I lived in hell, rather than just living on Earth. Whoa, that's a little bit of exaggeration there, like, yeah, I know that there's been a lots of disappointment, ever since that year started, and how did it ruin, like life in the future, right? Nah, you need to like listen to this whole video, like why am I what put me in this, certain situation, and I'll explain you, my certain situation, as of, what's happening to me right now, right? How is it negatively impacting me, right? So, and also I'll be explaining you the obvious point, and also, the point that you didn't know, like how severe, 2020 has been impacting me, right? Yeah, I know that. Let's say before go for that, let's say, life was normal, right? Like I was working hard, I was obviously still in school. Let's just say, let me think of what happened, in 2019, when everything was just normal. And then, 2020 comes, all the social distancing needs to happen, yeah, because of this, global pandemic thing. Millions of lives are lost. We have wear masks, social distance, and a lots of restriction, right? And you've been wondering like how did it affect me, right? It's because, like I couldn't go out, as much as possible, and I mostly had to stay home, stay isolated with, stay away from, peoples and stuff. Can't do lots of activity. Well, except, I only all I do is these days is just, play games, run every day, and also, do a lots of, crazy dumb things, right? So I've been wondering like why a lot of people's been disliking me lately because of, my bad behavior and attitude. Ever since I hate that year so much, I decided, to act up even throughout this year. So I act up, You know what I do, on Messenger, on Facebook? I don't use Facebook. I go on Messenger, type on, like crazy, shit. Like blaming, all this crazy problem and shit, on 2020 because I really hate that year so much. I know that it's been happening a lot on Messenger, right? So all I do on social media is always complain about 2020 all the time. I didn't I didn't post on YouTube, but I post on, some other social media, where, a lot of people don't follow me, right? I know that it just went like crazy and stuff. Yeah, like I think around 2020, before, the virus, spread really fast, I think I was working, a little hard. I went to work, I got a job, and, earned money. But ever since that layoff and stuff, like my life has drastically changed. I mean, I didn't lose any family members, due to the virus stuff, but I become like very lazy now, and this is why you don't see a lot of my videos, on YouTube lately. Yeah, laziness, man. Because, so many people are laid off and people can't do so many things. They have like too much free times. Some people don't even know what to do with the free time, so they just go act stupid and do like dumb things. I'm pretty sure like some people are even depressed. They might go on alcohol. No, that's not my case. No, not that crazy, but yeah, I become like very lazy, and, and also I just want to stay isolated from people, right? Yeah, but you just want to specifically know like how, this global pandemic affect me, affect, other lives in general. Like some people, some children especially, they will hit hard with this because they have to stay isolated. And when this social distancing, happen, when this lockdown or social distancing happened for years after years, then they just want to stay isolated because that's what they're used to. So they have to stay at that position, As of right now, this is what happened to me because when I stay isolated and too much restriction, it just get my brain addicted. Say that I need to stay away from people, at all costs at all times. It just like continues, even though life is returning back to normal. Which just sucks, because I just cannot hang out with my friends stuff. I became lazy. I just don't like socialize with people, all stuff. And also kind of like my life in the past, also because I worked way too hard in the past. Sometimes that like my body just like, or my brain just like, hey, it just wants to quit and just want to become lazy. Yeah, I mean, after we pass some point, in 2020, I just become, very lazy in life. And this is why, I did not do something. This is why I did not make any, huge accomplishment in 2021, due, to some laziness and, do, and also misusing my free time. If I spend my free time, a little bit more carefully, I could have, like do research, how to become better. I can do, research, like how to do this, how to do that. I can do, much better things out there, than just, like doing absolutely nothing, and just, just continue, being the opens and just playing games all the time. And also just act up, and just pretending like if 2020, lasts forever, right? Yeah, like I'm in like speechless right now, like this whole time, this whole during the pandemic, all I just trying to do is, beat 2020, right? But it's not happening, right? Yeah, all I do is just, try to run really hard, all the time, thinking that I'll get a lot faster rate, but that's not how it works. I went crazy 2020. I just pushed my body limit, to see like, like how tough of a person I am. I can beat anybody, but no, that's not the case. Guess what? When I'm due to my stupidity, I destroy my body. And now, because we're walking 2021, now, because I do all that crazy shenanigans and also run like crazy in 2020, like I try to do all the crazy thing in 2020 just to make myself happy. But now, we're in 2021, everything just crashed. Even though 2021 was supposed to be way better than, 2020 itself. So 2020, not only I had the worst year, but now I was ruining my future year. Now, 2021, like I'm throwing like my future, possibly in the garbage right now. All because of, this, of me, overreacting to 2020, right? Yeah, so technically, I was hoping, to get better and faster this year, hopefully get higher soon, but I'm not getting higher soon, and because if I'm been laid off for years, I'm definitely gonna lose a lots of money. I could make a lot more money, being at work right now. And because I don't have lots of things to do now, I just get lazy and just don't want to do anything. Pretty much, right? But I know that, when you want to accomplish goal, like sometimes it does take research, if you really want to accomplish, really big goals. But I'm too lazy to do, too much research. That's another bad thing. Like isolation just really, really ruined my life, right? And it encouraged me, to stay away from people, even more, especially, like what happened, to my past behavior in high school where I have, personal space problem, but because of, the pandemic now, it's definitely, I cannot be nearby anybody, right? And I know this sucks, right? Yeah, I overtrained my body, like several times in the past running, but now, because of too much overtraining, it could make my body lazy. This is exactly what happened. I think I repeat it again. making me lazy, like I don't want to do things. And this is why I obviously run slower than last year. Yeah, the only reason why I'm struggling right now, in general, is because you know the reason why I run a little bit slower than last year because of 2020. Like, how did 2020 make you run slower? Did you gain weight? Did you get severely injured? I mean, overtraining is one thing, and second of all, I don't keep track of my mileage. That's another thing. Another thing is, for me to get faster, I have to keep track of my mileage. I have to keep doing, like moderate activity, not too hard, not too easy, not undertrain or overtrain, and I keep lost track of my progress, and this is why, like, I have no idea what I'm doing, so do, I just, exercise, run like I feel like, and when I don't keep track, then I cannot make improvement. Yeah, this is why 2021 is a disappointing year for me, right? On top of that, people block me on social media, on Facebook and stuff. 2021's been disappointing, even though, I shouldn't hate this year, but it's just clearly part of 2020 and part of my fault. I just screw up, right? But let's just say that 2020, was better, and if I make less mistake, and if I react, more maturely, then probably none of this would happen. But I know that we're almost halfway into 2021, and I know that 2021 does not look like 2020. But other year could be very bad because of, of what happened, the global pandemic thing, it's a global pandemic, right? I know that lots of restrictions are lifting up, which is like very good, and hopefully, like I don't become lazy on YouTube, and I'm trying to figure out, like more, new activity that I should do right now, and I'm gonna record on YouTube so that way you guys can stay entertained, and that way I can constantly stay upload on YouTube and stuff. I know a lot of people lost interest in channel. It's because I don't upload videos that often. They just have hard time, like prioritizing or organizing my times and stuff. Yeah, I know that has been the biggest problem with me, as of lately, right? And also because, I put too much stress on my body too much, now I get injured, very easily. I get angry very easily. I, I, I do mischievous behavior. That it's because of the stress, right? I mean, that's why I constantly, cuss in this video too. Having, behavior problem pass. You know that what happened when you put too much stress on yourself or on your body, right? It starts acting up. We all understand that. Everybody understands that. It's just part of, common sense. Yeah, I mean, and how does, okay, so what's also the negative impact, that ruined my life? It's just saying that, when this global pandemic happened, I actually wasted 1 year or 2 years of my progress, doing absolutely, nothing. So technically, I just tossed 2020, and I tossed like 1 or 2 years of my progress, into garbage, where I can use those, amount of time, to do something else, much more better, and, that can make my life a lot more better. I can use that so much of that free time, right? But I decide I misuse it, right? And don't know how to react to, this, situation, lately, and it just went crazy, right? Yeah, I know it's like hard to explain to you. This is why I don't communicate really well, because I graduated from a lonely college for a year, and I'm on, a 1 year long break. This is the ridiculously long break. You're having, people's, you're definitely like too much and too little. Anything's no good, but having a super duper long break. I mean, the longest break I've been on is like maybe 1 or 2 months, or called summer break, maybe even like 2.5 months, right? But not a year. Yeah, Yeah, because too much of a long break can sometimes make people go very lazy. They're not as motivated as they're before, and it's sort of like my situation. This is what happened to me, right? I only get paid, through unemployments and stuff instead of being employed. So I know this is like very sad and stuff, right? And also I get injured, so easily now, which is like so annoying, man. Yeah, so for the hater, for people who hates me or dislike me, if you're watching this video, I hope you freaking enjoy, what I'm going through, man. You say, oh, I deserve it. Oh, is it karma? Oh, because I caused so much problem in the past, now I deserve, this shitty life. Or even worse than, it should be like 10 times worse than that. Okay, whatever, man. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Just how it is, man. Well, should I even care now? But no, man. Okay, I'm gonna be a changed person. I'm just gonna work hard, and not acting so cocky anymore. And I'm just gonna become better, okay? We get it. We're all mistake. We're all human. We all make, dumb, silly mistake or whatever mistake that is, or new mistake. But just try to learn from it, man, and just move on, man. After that, right? Okay. Will I give you, more update, like if, you know, this global pandemic, affecting you, but this is pretty much all the effect, right? And it was fairly severe. So I just missed a lot of opportunity on making money, miss hanging out with my friends, and also caused me to be, very sluggish and inactive. All that sorts of stuff, right? I'm just, for people watching this video, I feel sorry for you that you've been very stressed out, because of your circumstances. Yeah, I feel very sorry for you guys, but sometimes, you don't always get what you want in life, right? Sometimes you don't know what mistake you're making, but if you make one little mistake, just try to correct it right away so that way, it does not hurt your reputation, later in the future, right? And if you're not feeling good or anything like that, like try not to overreact, because that tends to be my mistake. I tend to overreact. I tend to get very angry and try to fight back. But now, now my situation is even worse than, it was in 2020. Honestly, it has got worse. And now, I just have to learn the hard way, I was planning to beat my goal in 2021, but oh god, it's not gonna happen this year. I'm not thinking maybe. Now it takes even longer, now the delay of accomplishment takes even longer. Maybe it drags to 2022, maybe 2023, or maybe I'll never accomplish it. But if you're never gonna accomplish, the goal that you want in life, then you're gonna say you feel useless and you don't feel motivated anymore. That's gonna be the worst case scenario. Like, I tossed so many years in the garbage, but now, like, now I just have to step it up, think more positive and stay a little bit more focused, right? And I still don't know when I'm gonna get hired back. I still honestly don't know. It's half a year, that the company promised to hire me, but it's just ridiculous right now. But anyway, I'm gonna end this off video here. I'm gonna upload this video soon, and peace out, and thanks for watching. Like how this, this pandemic, really, impact my life. Oh, I forgot to mention, saying that how much better I was faster in 2020 than compared to 2021, running, right? Sorry I ended this video off here so early, but I just found out this, this crazy funny analogy that I want to compare, my 2021 running performance compared to 2020, during, the pandemic time, right? Well, in 2020, my running was crazy. Yeah, I definitely sub a 5 minute mile. I definitely run 15 miles, over 9 miles per hour. And 2021 looks like none of this is gonna happen ever again, right? Because I just beat up my body, right? Which is not good. But I don't want to repeat again, but I think because 2021, I'm also too lazy to keep track of running progress, like I already told you, so too lazy to do research. And also, now, 2021, I run also, lazier than I did in 2020. So, anyway, man, it looks like 2020 is looking better, but not in my life, but I talk about in running. And this is why I strongly hate 2020, man. I really hate that year more than anything else. So you want to know, like, how much slower I should run, compared to 2020. Well, 2020, if I try to run against myself, in 2020, I think 2020 I should outrun myself in less than maybe, let's say, 30 seconds, right? I'm like, really, man? Outrun yourself in less than 30 seconds? And also, I should have. Also, my 1 mile run in 2021 should be, should be slower than the average pace of running 100 miles in 2020. Now that is over exaggeration. That is like overstatement, over exaggeration. I always like to exaggerate. Like, why do you say those kind of things, right? Like I said, man, laziness, unacceptable. Treating your body mischievously, unacceptable. So in 2020, like I run like a cheetah, right? Obviously, that's how I break the sub 5 minute mile. And this year, I almost never broke a sub 5 minute mile this year. In 2020 run like a sloth, right? Yeah, so of course, when the sloth go against the cheetah's definitely gonna, beat the sloth, and, like, sloth has a 0% chance of being the cheetah, when it comes to running races, of course, right? That's how my analogy is. So 2020 is like looking like a cheetah, world craziest year ever. In 2021, things got lazy because of, pandemic, and people don't want, and people are not well motivated anymore, and become lazy, do lots of, bad things that really don't help them. That's how, 2021 is. Feel like a sloth year. So I just, as simple as that, man. Gotta redeem myself. Gotta, work harder, just to get back, to where I was, last year, right? I mean, if there's only like if there's like less than, let's say, 10 video upload this year onto YouTube in 2021, yeah, that does feel like a sloth effort. But as a cheetah effort, much more high quality video, more videos, and that is a cheetah video on YouTube, right? That's why 2020 beat me everything. Easily on everything. Cheetahs. Me, sloth. 2020 is looking like 100 times better than me as of right now. Well, not really 100 times better, but maybe only like 2 times better. Less than 2. Just a little bit better, Which is, kind of surprising, right? I know that if I stay positive, if I work hard, I can pretty much accomplish anything. Which people already said it, right? And even though they told you many times, like, not saying that nothing's impossible, you just gotta step out your boundary and always stay motivated and go further than you ever been through, right? Just keep going and just try not to look back. So, gonna end the video up here. Bye.